Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Srila Gurudeva Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Hari Gaura Sankirtan ki jai. I think mute Mataji, that's what. ఇక్కడ మ్యూట్ ఉందండి, ఇక్కడ మ్యూట్ ఉందా చూడు. Start Mangalachana.
Yeah, and if I mute it, I can see this. Do I mute the recording? Anyway.
That's okay. Oh, it's repeating.
You release this water.
What's happening? Sorry.
It's okay now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripaha Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. All together, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All okay, Mataji? Thank you all dear devotees for giving me this opportunity to serve Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Thank you everyone, all devotees. We are reading from 5th canto, 1st chapter, 7th verse. This meter of Shukadeva Goswami prayers, the meter is little different. We just recite the sloka. 5th chapter, 5th canto, 1st chapter and 7th verse. Ataha Bhagavan Adideva Yetasya Guna Ataha Bhagavan Adideva Yetasya Guna Visargasya Paribrahmananudhyana
Visargasya paribrahmanudayana vivasita.
Visargasya Paribrahmananudhyana
Visargasya paribrahmanudhyana
Vyavasita Sakala Jagad Abhipriya Atma
Vivasita sakala jagad abhipraya.
Vyavasita Sakala Jagad Abhipriya Atma
Vivasita sakala jagad abhipraya atma.
Yoni Rakhila Nigama Nijagana
Yoni rakhila nigama
Yoni Rakhila Nigama Nijagana
Yoni rakhila nigama nijagana.
Parivestitaha Swa Bhavanad Avatatara
परिवेष्टितः स्वभवनादवतातर
Parivestitaha Swa Bhavanad Avatatara
परिवेष्टितः स्वभवनादवतार
Ataha Bhagavanadideva Yetasya Guna
अतः भगवानधिदेव एतस्य गुणाभिः
Visargasya Paribrahmananudhyana
Visargasya
Visargasya
paribrammananudhyayana
Vyavasita sakala jagat abhiprayatma.
Vyavasita
Sita
sakala
sakala
jagat
jagat abhipraya atma.
Vyavasita sakala jagat abhipraya atma.
Vyavasita sakala jagat
Sakala
abhipraya
atma.
atma.
Yonirakhila nigama nijagana.
Yoni
Yonir
akhila
akhila
nigama nijagana.
Parivastitaha svabhavanat avatatara.
Parivastita
Parivastita
swabhavanat
swabhavanad
avatatara.
avatatara.
Synonyms, please repeat. Atha,
Atha,
thus,
thus,
ha, indeed,
indeed,
Bhagavan,
Bhagavan,
the most powerful,
the most powerful,
Adidevaha, the first
Adideva,
demigod,
the first demigod,
the first demigod,
of this universe,
of this universe,
Guna Visargasya,
Guna
the
Visargasya,
creation of the three modes of material nature,
the three modes
creation
of
the three
material
modes of
nature,
material nature,
Paribrahmana,
Paribrahmana,
the welfare,
the
the
welfare,
welfare,
Anudhyana,
Anudhyana,
always
Anudhyana,
thinking of,
always thinking of,
Vyavasita, known,
Vyavasita,
Sakala, whole,
Sakala, whole,
Jagat, of the
Jagat,
universe,
of the universe,
Abhiprayaha,
Abhiprayaha,
by whom the ultimate purpose,
by whom the ultimate purpose,
Atma,
Atma,
the supreme self,
the supreme self,
Yonihi,
Yonihi,
whose source of birth,
whose source of birth,
Akhila,
Akhila, all,
Nigama,
Nigama,
by the Vedas,
by the Vedas,
ఏమండి? Nijama Gana, by
Nijagana,
personal associates,
by personal associates,
Parivestitaha, being
Parivestitaha,
surrendered,
being surrounded,
Swabhavanat,
Swabhavana,
from his own abode,
from his own abode,
Avatara,
Avatara, descended.
5.1.7 Prabhu. Translation and purport by Jai Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat translation. Srila Shukadeva Goswami continued.
Srila Sukadeva Goswami continued.
Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued.
Srila Sukadeva
The
Goswami
first
continued.
created being
The first created being
and the most powerful demigod
the most powerful
in this
demigod
universe
in this universe
is Lord Brahma,
is Lord
who
Brahma,
is always responsible for
who is always responsible for
developing universal affairs,
developing universal affairs,
born directly from the
born directly from
Supreme
the
Personality of Godhead.
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
He dedicates his activities
He dedicates his
to the
activities
welfare of the entire universe.
to the welfare of the entire universe.
For he knows the purpose of the universal creation.
For he knows the purpose of the universal creation.
The supremely powerful Lord Brahma,
The supremely powerful Lord
accompanied by
Brahma,
his associates
accompanied by his associates
and the personified Vedas,
and the personified Vedas,
left his abode,
left his abode,
left his own abode
left his own
in
abode
the highest planetary system
in the highest planetary system,
and descended to the
and
place
descended
of
to the
Prince
place of
Priyavrata's meditation.
Prince Priyavrata's meditation.
Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Self Atma, is the source of everything. As explained in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasya Yataha, because Brahma was born directly from Lord Vishnu. He is called Atma Yoni. He is also called Bhagavan, although generally Bhagavan refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Sometimes great personalities such as demigods like Lord Brahma, Narada or Lord Shiva are also addressed as Bhagavan because they carry out the purpose of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Brahma is called Bhagavan because he is the secondary creator of this universe. He is always thinking of how to improve the situation of the conditioned souls who have come to the material world to enjoy material activities. For this reason, he disseminates the Vedic knowledge throughout the universe for everyone's guidance. Vedic knowledge is divided into two parts, Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. Nivritti Marga is the path of negating sense enjoyment. And Pravritti Marga is the path by which the living entities are given a chance to enjoy and at the same time are directed in such a way that they can go back home, back to Godhead. Because ruling over this universe is a great responsibility. Brahma must force many Manus in different ages to take charge of universal affairs. Under each Manu, there are different kings who also execute the purpose of Lord Brahma. It is understood from previous explanations that the father of Dhruva Maharaj, King Uttanapada, ruled over the universe because his elder brother Priyavrata practiced austerity from the very beginning of his life. Thus, up to the point of the Prachetas, the kings of the universe were all descendants of Uttanapada Maharaj. Since there were no suitable kings after the Prachetas, Swayambhuva Manu went to the Gandhamadana hill to bring back his eldest son Priyavrata, who was meditating there. Swayambhuva Manu requested Priyavrata to rule over this universe, to rule over the universe. When he refused, Lord Brahma descended from the supreme planetary systems known as Satyaloka to request Priyavrata to accept the order. Lord Brahma did not come alone. He came with other great sages like Marichi, Atreya, and Vasishta to convince Priyavrata that it was necessary for him to follow the Vedic injunction and accept the responsibility of ruling over the world. Lord Brahma also brought with him the personified Vedas, his constant associates. A significant word in this verse is Sva-Bhavanat, indicating that Lord Brahma descended from his own abode. Every demigod has his own abode. Indra, the king of the demigods, has his own abode, as do Chandra, the lord of the moon planet, and Surya, the predominating deity of the sun planet. There are many millions of demigods, and the stars and the planets are their respective homes. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Yanti deva vrita devan. Those who worship the demigods go to their different planetary systems. Lord Brahma's abode. The highest planetary system is called Satyaloka or sometimes Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka usually refers to the spiritual world. The abode of Lord Brahma is Satyaloka. But because Lord Brahma resides there, it is also sometimes called Brahmaloka. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Charyapadaya Nitai Kripabadani Gaurakatatamudaya Gargamatani Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarini Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram. Can some devotees recite this verse? It's a very elaborated verse. Just one. Ataha Bhagavan Adi Deva Yetasya Guna Visargasya Paribrahmananu Dhyana Sakala Jagad Abhipraya Atma Yoni Rakila Nigama Nija Gana. Anybody wants to recite from June? Okay. Hare Krishna, welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevam. Thank you so much, devotees, for giving this opportunity. Okay, now by all devotees' mercy, Krishna Guru's mercy, we reached 5th canto. This is the first chapter. Most of the purport, if you see, there's a recap of everything what we learned, and we will see. For my purification, for the benefit of everyone, just try to recap few things very quickly in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so we are reading Bhagavatam 10 topics. If you remember, Atra Sarga Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Mutaya Manvantare Ishanu Kata Nirodho Muktirashrayaha. In that we are in Visarga part. So Sarga is the creation of the Lord. That's right, like first creation done by Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Then Visarga is like secondary creation that was done by Brahma. And currently like he is doing like Brahma we are reading. So if you see the first part Sarga, we read in the 3rd canto until 11th chapter. Then Visarga started from 3rd canto, 12th chapter onwards, end of this 5th canto, 15th chapter. So we are in the second part of the topic of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Visarga, from 3rd canto, 12th chapter onwards, 5th canto until 15th chapter, we will do Visarga. then we'll go for the sthanam. So if you see, we are discussing actually in even today's purport also, Prabhupada explained, we are discussing descendants of Swayambhu Manu. So just a fast recap, Swayambhuva Manu had 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. 3 daughters, Akuti, Prasuti and Devahuti. So we discussed about these 3 things in 3.3rd canto, 21st to 33 chapters. We discussed about Kapila Dev and Devahuti, like all those things. And then Akuti, Prasuti, we discussed in the 4th canto, 1st chapter to till 7th chapter. Then from 8th chapter, 4th canto, total 4th canto, we discussed about Uttanupada, the second son of Swayambhu Manu. The Swayambhu Manu first son is Priyavrata Maharaj and second son is Uttanupada. 3 girls finished 4th canto, 1st chapter itself until 7th chapters. Then total 4th canto, we discussed the descendants of Uttanupada. So in that lineage, the great personality King Dhruva Maharaj and pure devotee. In Dhruva Maharaj lineage, we discussed about Prithu Maharaj. Then all things like Anga, Vena, all those things we discussed. Then Prachina Barhi. Then after that, we discussed about Prachetas. Then before that, like Prachina Barhi, Prachetas, in that Prachina Barhi episode, we discussed about allegorical story and all. Then Prachetas, this Prachetas' son is Daksha. So we discussed Daksha. This is the second life of Daksha, because first life in the Shiva's pastime, he offended Shiva. That's why, all this story happened. Then because of that offense, he took birth in the womb of Kshatriya. First, he was a Brahmana, our Daksha. Then because of that offense, but mercy of Shiva, he took again second birth in the womb of Kshatriya. That means in the womb of Prachetas. Now, this Daksha, he felt himself, oh, I did offense. I'm not purified. What's his job? Why he created? Because he ruled the kingdom. He's a Prajapati. But before doing any job, we discussed before also, we need to purify ourselves. We need to start sadhana and everything. So he thought, because of my offense, I'm not eligible to start my creation. I need to go for tapasya. So this is which Manvantara happening? First Manu. So this all happened in first Manvantara. So he went to do tapasya. Shri Gaurnitai ki, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai. So he went to do tapasya for, if you see 5 Manvantaras, he does tapasya. He come back again in the 6th Manvantara. Now, Uttanupada lineage rule the kingdom. So now Daksha's time, Daksha went to do tapasya. Then no one is there to take care of the world and ruling the kingdom. Then again, Father Swayambhu Manu, thinking, he got only 2 sons. One son is almost done, Uttanupada. Then Priyavrata. First he asked, can you please rule the kingdom? He said, I don't want to enter into this material thing. So he just sought the lotus feet of Narada Muni. He got direct instructions and mercy of Narada Muni. He went first itself to do meditation. Then, okay, he asked second son, Uttanupada, okay, rule the kingdom. All thing we discussed 4th canto, finished. Now, again, I don't have option. I have to go to first son. So he's doing this tapasya in the Gandhamadana hills, as Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. So first Swayambhu Manu goes to Priyavrata and he asks, oh Priyavrata, your younger brother, lineage is finished. You are in the meditation. I don't have anyone to rule the kingdom. Please come, become king and rule the kingdom. So that's 5th canto, 1st chapter to until 4 shlokas. It's like a recap, what happened. Then Priyavrata says, all 4 shlokas, see, first itself, I detach from these material things, Grihastha life, everything. I want to meditate on these things in the respectful, palatable way. So how can, I do these things? So here, Parikshit Maharaj asked question to Sukadeva Goswami. Actually, this 5th canto, 1st chapter to until 4 shlokas is the questions by the Parikshit Maharaj. So, Sukadeva Goswami, our Priyavrata Maharaj already detached. He is in such a stage, he is already meditating and everything. He perfected his life, already perfected by the mercy of Narada Muni. Then how can he come again to Grihastha life? And again, how can he rectify? So usually we say like devotional services, detachment from the material world. Main thing is what is attaching us is like life of material things, wife, husband, children. He already detached, he already purified. how can he come back again Grihastha life, attached to these material things? Again, he perfects his life, even though living in the Grihastha life. How can he elevated himself? That's a question of Parikshit Maharaj. For the question to Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami started giving explanation how Priyavrata Maharaj perfected his life, even though ruling the kingdom. That's the starts of Sukadeva Goswami shloka from the 5th shloka. Like 5th canto, 1st chapter, 5th shloka onwards, Sukadeva Goswami explains how Priyavrata Maharaj perfected his life. In the 5th shloka, 1st shloka, he explained, I know, like, yes, Priyavrata Maharaj perfected his life, everything is done, but sometimes because of these material things and everything, there is no ruler. So son, father asked, please come, requested son, come, you have to do. You know, that time Shukadeva Goswami explains in that thing. Sometimes people, even thought they are very spiritually engrossed, like developed in the spiritual life, sometimes they also get trapped by Maya. Don't think that is the end up of their spiritual life. Sometimes there is a up and downs in spiritual lives. Don't think that is the end of your spiritual life. Never give up. So Priyavrata Maharaja never gave up his spiritual thing. Even though he came back to Grihastha life, again he continued. So in one of the lecture, Prabhu nicely explained the one. Obstacles cannot obstruct the absorption in bhakti. So now for him, Priyavrata Maharaj, what is the obstacle? Again ruling the kingdom, Grihastha life. But even though the obstruction came, so it cannot stop the absorption in the bhakti for the Priyavrata Maharaj. That he explained in the 5th shloka. If you go to 6th shloka, then he was explaining why he wanted to rule the kingdom. Because on the order of his father, Swayambhu Manu, he should rule the kingdom. But he got doubt. He's asking Priyavrata Maharaj in the 6th shloka, Father, see, by the mercy of Narada Muni, I started all these things. Why I should enter again in this material, engrossed life? So in polite way, he's asking, should I do devotional service just by renouncing everything, or should I come back again and do it? He got doubtful. That means indirectly, he's refusing father's request. Then in today's verse, in 7th shloka, what's happening? Because father could not able to convince son. Then then who is coming? Grandfather is coming. Who is the grandfather? Brahma. So our grandfather is Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes, we are so dear to, in the lectures, they say, our Guru is our first father and our Prabhupada is our grandfather. Grandfather, as a grandchildren, Prabhupada are having so much love on us. So that's why we are so grateful to Prabhupada. So like that, Brahma also, as a grandfather, he understood, oh, Priyavrata Maharaj is not listening, not listening means not in an arrogant way, in a polite way. He could not able to convince himself that how can I take Grihastha life, ruling the kingdom. So to become again king, taking responsibilities, how can I do? He's confusing. He's confused himself in the 6th shloka. So in the 7th shloka, Brahma came, if you see in the translation, he came not only alone, he came with the 3 things, Guru, Shastra, Sangha. He came by himself and he brought sages and so many associates and Atri and Vasishta, all those personalities. And what is the other thing? Personified Vedas, Shastras. So to convince people, we need 3 things, Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Brahma itself showed us, he came to convince Priyavrata Maharaj, just alone he did not come. He is a supreme creator, he can come alone. But he brought all these personalities. That means to give us a lesson that we should follow Guru, Shastra, Sangha. So that we convince ourselves and we convince other people. So that's a great personality Brahma showed. If you see purport, there are so many things. Srila Prabhupada purport is enough actually. If you read again and again, that's enough for that throughout our life actually. One purport, if you dedicatedly read, then we'll go back to Godhead. That's a greatness of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we'll focus few things. We cannot cover everything. So in the 1 hour, so we'll do few things. In the first purport, Prabhupada is clearly explaining Bhagavan, the importance of the word Bhagavan. So if you see some people, they get confused. Why Prabhupada mentioned Lord Brahma, Bhagavan, Lord Brahma, Bhagavan sometimes Narada Muni, Bhagavan Vyasadeva. Sometimes Bhagavan Rishabhadeva. So there are so many times, in instance, if you see Srila Prabhupada purports, he mentioned Bhagavan. We all know Bhagavan. Bhag means opulences. Van means one who is having these 6 opulences is called Bhagavan. So what is that? Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Vishasha Shriyaha Jnana Vairagyasya. So what is that? Strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, fame and renunciation. So all these 6 things who had in fullest amount, the person is called Bhagavan. But one more meaning for Bhagavan. One who carries Lord in his heart always 24 hours and who is empowered by the Lord to do these things. Like Lord Brahma is empowered by the Lord to carry out the Lord's order to create, to fill the universe with the population. So Narada Muni empowered by the Lord to distribute the Krishna Nama, Krishna Prema to everyone throughout 24 hours and no gap. So such a person's we can call Bhagavan. So empowered by the Lord, we say Prabhupada. So like that. In this verse, why Lord Bhagavan it's mentioned is because Brahma is carrying out the order of Supreme Lord. That's why we call Bhagavan. But some people say we are coming across so many pseudo Bhagavans. A Bhagavan, A Bhagavan, B Bhagavan, C Bhagavan. So many Bhagavans are coming in the society. So we can say, if you are Bhagavan, then you have to show the symptoms of Bhagavan. So somebody says, oh, Krishna married so many girls, I want to marry girls. But Krishna married externally, how many he married? 16,100 and principal wives, but he developed 16,108 with the opulence, palaces and everything. At the same time, he lifted Govardhan when he wasn't 7 years or 6 years old, with a little finger. You are claiming as Bhagavan, can you do these things? Not only 1 wife or 2 wives, you have to maintain 16,100 wives. It's not taking some part of what Krishna does. So material people usually sometimes atheist, they won't believe on the Lord. They'll say, oh, you're praying Krishna, Krishna is Bhagavan, what he did. Okay, Krishna did so many things. Krishna, Bhagavan never becomes Bhagavan by meditating him. Meditating or I do tapasya, I'll become yogi. But Bhagavan doesn't do meditate to become Bhagavan. By birth itself, he is Bhagavan. If you see pastime of Krishna, when he takes birth, he born as a Bhagavan with a Kaustubha jewel and everything and the curly hairs. He'll say Kasturi tilakam lalata falake vakshastale kaustubam nasagre navamaustikam karatale venums. When he born, he got all these things and with 4-handed form, and he showed. So all these things normal persons they can't do, but literally in society people are just following who does some magic. Oh, they're naming actually Bhagavan. When I was born, we have some Bhagavans, like some names of Bhagavans. So they used to pay thousands and thousands of rupees to go and see. Oh, that Bhagavan is staying in Satya, that city place is called Satya Yuga or something. And that Bhagavan is having a beard, mustache and everything. Can we see anywhere, any avatar of Lord having a beard and mustache? Lord is becoming old? No, he is Nava Yavana. Even the Kurukshetra, 125 years, he is Nava Yavana. But the people who are worshipping the human being as a Bhagavan, they are having all these things. Lord cannot become Bhagavan. That's why we need Shastras to know who is Bhagavan. What are the qualities of Bhagavan? Then we can differentiate who is, he's claiming as a Bhagavan. Is he having the qualities of what Bhagavan? Then we can open books and see is Bhagavan or no. We can decide. So that's why we cannot simply say Bhagavan. Prabhupada, especially when he's giving classes, one boy or someone stood up and said, I am Bhagavan, I am Bhagavan. That's why soul thinks that he is Bhagavan. So openly Prabhupada says, everybody thinks that he is a supreme and he is a Bhagavan. That is illusion. You are thinking not a God, you are thinking a dog. You are thinking himself not a God, you are thinking himself a dog. So Prabhupada words are so strong, he really clarifies who is Bhagavan. So if you see the wonderful pastimes, when Krishna is killing Putana, he is a Bhagavan. When he is taking milk from Yashoda, he is a Bhagavan. So every time he is a Bhagavan. The people think some magic, you know, Hindi mein they'll both say, मैं मैजिक कर सकता हूँ. Krishna says, you know, मैं मैजिक कर सकता हूँ इसलिए भगवान नहीं हूँ, मैं भगवान हूँ इसलिए मैजिक कर सकता हूँ. So I am Lord, that's why I can do magic. It doesn't mean that I am I can do magic, so that's why I'm Lord. It's neither. It's either way. So Lord is Bhagavan, that's why he can do everything. So that's people are missing that. Whoever do some magic, something is coming from the hand, they think, so he's a Bhagavan, he's a Bhagavan. So even one of the classes also, somebody came and claimed Prabhupada as a Bhagavan. Oh Bhagavan, oh Lord, oh Lord. He said, no, I am not a Lord. I am just representation. I'm a servant of Lord. I'm just representation of Lord. So I'm Guru, I'm not a Lord. So Guru and Lord. So we worship Guru as good as Lord, but there is a differentiation. So Prabhupada never claimed himself as a Lord. So if you say so many pseudo Babas, they comes up as a Bhagavan. But see, never in Krishna conscious or ISKCON, nobody claimed Prabhupada as a Bhagavan, because that clarity Prabhupada gave through his books, through his preachings. So everywhere, even normal people also, they know who is Krishna and who is Prabhupada. So that clarity Prabhupada gave through his books and his words. So such a great personality. And in the second, if you go the second purport, second paragraph of purport, about Brahma's position and Brahma's humility, Brahma's mercy is mentioned, Prabhupada. See, for Brahma, no need to descend from Satyaloka to convince Priyavrata Maharaj. Correct? So, but here has a responsibility, grandfather, a responsibility, what strength Brahma got? That's called Shrishti Palana Shakti, Palana Shakti. Shrishti Shakti. They'll say there are different types of empowerment by the Lord for like a Palana Shakti, Shrishti Shakti. So this is Brahma's empowerment is to create. So when there is a disturbance in the universe, there is no king, no Manu, then his responsibility, right? To take care of everything. So himself, he is like a supreme creator. He is worshipping by the so many demigods. He can happily sit in the Satyaloka. He can send someone else, the representative. Hey, you can go and check what's happening. Why Priyavrata is not accepting father's order? Go and check it. But Brahma himself came and he brought all other things. So great personalities, whatever small action they do in such a way that others people can learn from them. Each and every karma, pulishta of everything they does for the pleasure of the Lord. That's why whatever they do, it's example for us. So we take the footsteps of the great personalities. So Brahma came along with these three so that I can convince Priyavrata Maharaj. We can see the following verses, 7, after that 8, a few verses, how Brahma convinced Priyavrata Maharaj to start ruling the kingdom. In this purport also Prabhupada mentioned how the Manus, they are rule this kingdom. In each day of Brahma, we have 14 Manus. Each Manu's lifetime is 71 Chaturyugas. Now we are in the first Manu. So now which Manu we are in? 7th Manu, Vaivasvata Manu. So until 5th Manu, Daksha does his thing, and 6th Chakshusha Manu only he comes and rule the kingdom. See, our Brahma is so responsible to take care of this ruling kingdom. We can think, what is the biggest thing for Brahma? It's not easy. Whenever he goes to sleep and whenever he wakes up, everything is done. Everything is filled by water. Just imagine, again from starting, he is to create everything. He has to start creation. We saw the first canto, second canto, third canto, how the creation, all these things, sthana, everything, pradhana, and all these things, very tough, very toughest job. The guy, highest, in the Prabhupada mentioned, the highest, greatest job is Brahma is doing. So for him to create again it's not easy. Such a great personality, Brahma, but as a responsible person, as a leadership, how nicely he organized the skills. We can learn so many lessons from Brahma's thing. If you see, even in the Prithu Maharaj and Indra's pastime. You know, when Indra comes and steals these horses. So Prithu Maharaj performs 99 sacrifices, correct? And one sacrifice is left over. If he does that one, he'll become Indra. But Indra comes and disturbs. Always. One point of time, Prithu Maharaj also like got fed up. You know who came? Brahma came. We can say Brahma straight away can go and ask Indra to stop this sacrifice. But he did not ask Indra. He went and asked Prithu Maharaj, please stop this sacrifice. So we can understand when two devotees are fighting, the third person who is coming to patch up with them, the person in such a way that the two will get spiritual life happily. Brahma did that one. Brahma, whenever you see in Bhagavatam, Brahma does such a wonderful job. Whenever he comes, see, he made the situation in such a way that Indra seeked forgiveness from Prithu Maharaj. Indra felt so repentant. Oh, what a mistake I did. See, Prithu Maharaj, no other word. He did not argue with Brahma. Okay, father, that's it. He stopped his sacrifice. Indra repented himself and he came back and he seeked forgiveness from Prithu Maharaj. So Brahma made a situation in such a way that they both can progress in Krishna consciousness and it will be welfare for the universe. Everywhere, if you see everywhere, Brahma such a wonderful job. Now also, see, he came to convince Priyavrata with along these three, Guru Shastra Sangha, so that Priyavrata can engage his life happily, but not attached to the kingdom. So we are seeing so many Rajarsis. Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Parishit Maharaj, and all these kings, they are not just kings. They are Rajarsis. So they are not attached to. What's the responsibility of king? Okay, one is to maintain the prajas, not materially. Maintain the prajas spiritually as well. Everybody said tax collection, all these things. That is, yeah, people. So to maintain people in a spiritual way, not only the material way. So if you see Prithu Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, all these great personalities, they maintained king just not as a material things. They enriched. The kings themselves, they studied Vedas, they wanted to give. If you see the greatest example, like, we discussed all the Janaka Maharaj. We never heard much about Janaka Maharaj, but Janaka Maharaj daily hears Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Daily. One day he came little bit late for Bhagavatam class, and the people and the sages, everyone, start, he's getting late because he's a king, he's having so many responsibilities. And the sages started Bhagavatam. He missed few lines. Then he's rushing, he's running, and he's asking, yeah, did I miss anything? What is the first line? What thing I missed? What thing I missed? So Janaka Maharaj curiosity to read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam daily. Then some other person, commander or someone came. Oh, Janaka Maharaj, there is something fiery is happening outside. What to do? Then he told because Raja is having so many other personalities. So they said, okay, minister or someone, you go and take care what's happening. I need to hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. I'll finish. I'll come after that. But by that time, you go and check what's happening. So he engaged some person to take care of that one. And he did not stop. Oh, I have a responsibility. I have this service. I don't want to do my sadhana. No. Rajarsi is so responsible not only for ruling the kingdom, but enriching their sadhana spiritual studies. See, he doesn't want to miss Bhagavatam class, Janaka Maharaj. You want to read, you want to hear. So that's why Prabhupada, in this, all these, prachetas, why prachetas went to forest? On the order of Prachina Barhi, right? Why Prachina Barhi sent prachetas to forest? Because they are going to become prince, they are going to rule the kingdom, but before that, they need to study, they need to purify, anything, whatever you are going to start, you should be enriched with bhakti. Then only you can serve. Even the ruling the kingdom also, those days, the kings not take as a prestige issue. They'll take that as a service. The prachetas going to rule the kingdom as a service to the Lord. So they need to rule the kingdom, but further they need to purify. They went to study, so they got association of Shiva, the greatest personality. They heard Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam from, Rudra Gita from them. They purified. Then again they got association of Narada Muni, everything. Prachetas ruled the kingdom, right? After that, then they made Daksha as a They hand over Daksha to Marishi. Okay, next he'll become the king, and they left. They felt, oh, all this Grihastha life, we missed the teachings of. Again, I want to hear. They'll go again hear from the Narada Muni. See, so study, reading is not a one-day job. We should always enrich. So in this also, Prabhupada says like, we should always read here, enrich with the Shastras, chanting. One time we'll get responsibility to do service. Service and responsibility. Both the responsibility, don't feel that, oh, I have this actually management issues. Responsibilities is higher things. Everybody is having different opinions. As a responsible person, you have to take care of everyone. So to do the job in such a way, very perfect, we need to enrich. We don't know when the responsibility will come in future, or so now, or tomorrow, or after next life also. We should be enriched with the Shastras and studies so that when we get the responsibility, we will perform nicely. So see this example, Priyavrata never thought that he'll become a king. First himself, he told, no, I don't want to take this responsibility. I'll go and do things. What Krishna said to Arjuna, he said, I don't want to fight. But Krishna said, as a Kshatriya, your dharma, you should fight. Okay, you don't want to fight, that's okay, but you fight for me. You eat for me, you dance for me, you fight for me. So he's saying, okay, you don't fight for yourself, but you fight for me. Same way, Priyata Maharaj doesn't want to do ruling the kingdom. He just went and doing his sadhana and everything. But now there is a need for Priyavrata to become a king. See, now he already enriched with the Shastras and everything. If he comes and starts ruling kingdom also, he'll not attach because he's already enriched. That's what Sukadeva Goswami explaining to Parikshit Maharaj. Don't think Priyavrata Maharaja will come back to Grihastha life and ruling the kingdom and he engrossed those things. No, he will not engross because he already enriched with the Shastra, Sadhu, Sangha, everything. All these days, whatever the like, no, you'll say Chintamani, whatever the enrichment he got in his heart, that will not make him to attach. By mistake, he attach also by the help of devotees association. Again, he'll come back. So that's what Prabhu told. Like, no, I heard in the Gauranga Darshan Prabhu class and Radhesham Prabhu class. Obstacles cannot obstruct absorption in bhakti. Don't worry, one point of time you may fall down, but again, it's not the end of the life. Again, someone can come and pull your hand. In one of the lecture I heard, I think here temple only, one Prabhu, he missed Krishna conscious for 10 years. And after that, he came to temple, I think Prabhu explained, and he's having prasadam. He said, after keeping first bite in the mouth, he said, I missed this prasadam for 10 years. See, what he missed for the 10 years, he's relishing. He's got so much absorption. So sometimes we take, thank you so much, the Dharmendra Prabhu, he always like makes me the importance of prasadam. So he said, I missed this prasadam for 10 years. So 10 years he missed, but again he connected. He'll continue from today again. So that's the greatest of Krishna conscious. As a, don't think that Bhagavatam is simply stories, allegorical stories, somewhere happen in a Satya Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga, Ram. No. This is each day, each example from Bhagavatam. Now, Priyavrata Maharaj example, we can imbibe to our lives. So even for taking responsibility as a father, responsibility as a mother, responsibility as the son, still we can continue our Krishna conscious. How? Only through Bhagavatam, only through chanting, only through Prabhupada's words and Guru's words. If you do that thing, how Priyavrata Maharaja is not attached, and we'll see in the future verses, until like after 15 verses, how he detached himself and he makes, who is the Priyavrata son? Agnidhara. And Agnidhara's son is Nabhi. There are so many sons, and the first son I'm telling. So Priyavrata, after Priyavrata finishes this everything, ruling kingdom and everything, he want to detach again and go, like, no, meditate. Don't think that coming into the Grihastha life is like, no, detaching. No. Taking responsibility and doing Krishna conscious in Grihastha life also is the greatest austerity. So now, detachment should be from internal, not the external. Okay, I'll detach, I'll leave my family, I'll leave my wife, I'll leave my sons. It's not detachment. Detachment is taking responsibility as you are and detach inside, attached to Krishna. That is real detachment. So what's happening now? Priyavrata Maharaja in future, then he'll, out of so many sons, first son is like Nabhi, Agnidhara. Then after Agnidhara's son will be Nabhi, and Nabhi's son will be Rishabhadev. Then Rishabhadeva, out of 100 sons, the one son will be Bharata Maharaj. And that Bharata Maharaj ruled this total Bhu Mandal, not the earth, okay? Bhu Mandal. So he'll rule the Bhu Mandal. So then we will discuss about how this Bharata, as a king Bharata, will become Dhir Bharata, and Dhir Bharata will become Jada Bharata, and he perfect his life. So that this a creative impetus. So you know what is the creative impetus meaning is? I just googled what the creative impetus meaning is. Motivation or inspiration behind this creation. So who is this motivator and inspirator behind this creation is Krishna. So such a wonderful, it's not the ISKCON, just Google what is the meaning of impetus. That's inspiration. So like that, Priyavrata Maharaj example, we can see how we can detach ourselves by performing our responsibilities. Such a great personality. Okay. We'll see one more, the beautiful thing. Yeah, now we can see Brahma qualities, right? Brahma has a humility, and how is so, even though his position in the great position, out of humility, out of his humble nature, he came to request Priyavrata Maharaj to become a king. We discussed about Brahma's position and how humble. And one more thing is, what is the real purpose of this creation? So why Brahma needs to do this creation? We are discussing here in the Visarga part. So the main purpose of creating this universe is to reclaim all these jivas to go back to Godhead. So we got some desire in the spiritual world, right? If you have material desire, we don't have space in the Goloka. But for that, we need some space so that we can fulfill these desires, and we'll rectify, we'll perfect, like washing machine. We'll put dirty cloth in the washing machine, it purify. Like that, this material world is like a washing machine. So if material world is not there, where we can go? So out of mercy, this Brahma created, of course, on the order of Lord, Supreme Lord, Brahma created this material world. Especially what is the use of this material world is to purify, to rectify ourselves so that we will not come back here. To reclaim all these jivas to go back to Godhead. That's the real purpose of this material creation. But the real purpose, we are forgetting, we are just attaching to the outer Maya attractions of this material world. And we are repeating again and again, Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. We are forgetting why we came here. That's why we need Shastras. Clearly in this, why creation is done? Only to help, to give some space. We need some space to stay here so that we can go back. Out of mercy, Brahma created, okay, humans can stay here. They can go back. The greatest Janma we got is Manushya Janma. Other Janmas we can't do, purify or rectify. Some rare examples like Gajendra and all. But especially human life is meant to purify ourselves in bhakti. So that's why this creation is done. And we discussed about Brahma and creation. And one more thing, the quality of kings we discussed. Main quality is, king is not only just ruling the kingdom to make people to enrich in the Krishna conscious. We saw other examples from Bhagavatam and Shastras. The kings who did not use their position in a proper way. Can anybody tell who are the kings? They are attached to material things. They did not properly use the position of king.
Vena.
Vena is Anga Vena in the Anga's son. Anga knows that Vena is little mischief, but no option because nobody is there. Even Brahmanas knows he's little mischief, but no option. We need a king for ruling the kingdom. They made Vena as a king. But what he did, he took that as an opportunity and he made so many mischievous things. He stopped worshipping the yagnas and everything. He said, don't do any yagnas. I am the God. You should do everything for me. So he misused the position of a king. For that, Brahmanas got so much thing. Brahmanas can make people king and they can kill people also. All Brahmana mantras made King Vena to die, right? And other examples, if you see Ravana also. So even though he is such a scholar, and one more thing, even though you have so many things like shastras and knowledge and everything, we should use in a proper way. Here, Vena misused, and Ravana got so much of knowledge. He is the best knowledge actually, but he misused. But he got one thing. What is that? Attachment. That no, he got attachment for this female and the gold and all those things. Hiranyakashipu gold, but especially Ravana, these were ladies. So because of that one thing, see what happened? His life renewed. Mandodari and one more wife both started explaining, no, this is not correct, this is not, they're always telling, but see, he did not listen. So we need to listen sometimes the good things. So even though Ravana is a great king, but still he did not heard properly. Even though he enriched with the spiritual knowledge, he did not use. As a king, he did not use properly. So, but other great personalities like Janaka Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Narada, all these, not Narada, sorry, Prithu Maharaj, Prachita Barhi, what other things? Prachetas, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. And do you heard about Katwanga Maharaj? So actually Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami quotes this example of Katwanga when explaining to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj got 7 days, right, to rectify his life. Like sometimes feel I got only 7 days. That time Shukadeva Goswami quotes the Katwanga Maharaj. He is also pure devotee. He helped in Devatas to fight with the something. And they got boon, like, what do you want? Ask me, what do you want? Like Devatas asked Katwanga Maharaj, what do you want? He asked, how much time I have left to live in this material world? They said 1 muhurta, like 1 minute or I don't know calculations, 1 muhurta you got. That means just a fraction of second. 1 muhurta only. Then immediately he just closed his eyes, start meditating on the Supreme Lord. So Sukadeva Goswami says, see, Katwanga got only 1 muhurta, he meditated his life, but you got 7 days, don't worry. So even the like Katwanga Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, all these great personalities, we can see how even though they are in the Grihastha ashrama, they ruled kingdom as a responsible king. At the fight for me like that, responsible king, and he perfected their life. And the last end of the thing, I just want to recite one wonderful shloka. We told, like we discussed how Bhagavan is Bhagavan by birth, by everything. So there is a called one wonderful shloka. It's called Bala Mukunda Ashtakam, the beauty, how Krishna curly hair, beautiful hand, and how he puts his lotus toe in the mouth, like Markandeya Rishi. So how beauty, Krishna is a Bhagavan from the Krishna. So beautiful prayer by the Bilvamangal Thakur author. I'll just repeat this one. Tararavindena padaravindam Mukaravinde viniveshayantam Vatasya patrasya puteshayanam Balam mukundam manasa smarami. I meditate on that infant Mukunda Krishna who is sleeping on the leaf of a banyan tree with the lotus-like foot placed in his lotus-like mouth with his lotus-like hand. Such a sweet, Bhagavan itself is a Bhagavan, laying on the, Vatapatra Shayi. Such a beautiful thing. And today's takeaway I felt from this class is the entire universe is ultimately designed for reclaiming conditioned souls back to Krishna. As I told, this creation is created to take back jivas to Godhead. And the Lord Brahma himself worked tirelessly for this mission, correct? Our real success is not material prestige, but how sincerely we assist the Lord's mission with humility and surrender. That's what we can see from the Brahma and the Priyavrata Maharaj and all these great personalities, how tirelessly they are serving, out of humility and surrender. Not taking that position as a prestige, taking that position as a service and responsibility. Yes, thank you, Mataji. So I could be able to prepare this much. Please forgive for any offenses. Please add any points. Yes, Mataji.
Like it is said that Jira Sarupa Krishna Nityanar. So like we were eternally with Krishna, but we got the desire and we came into the material world. But I feel like without material world, how we get the material desire? If we are in
Yeah.
there, then why do we, like it is said in the Shastra that we never come back if we go there.
Yeah.
Then why did we come back? And if the material world is created to to remove all the material desire, then how come the material desire came without the material world?
Yeah, this is the most of the classes that people like ask these questions. There are two ways of explanation. Other people also, other devotees also can add. The one thing is we are the part and parcel of Krishna, yes, but Lord gives little called what is that? Independence. What is the free will?
Minute independence.
So we are in the Goloka, we are there, but at one point of time, why it came, we don't know. But little point, we feel like, why I want to enjoy like Krishna. There are so many desires. In one of the desire, in one of the lecture, it's not my thing. I heard from some devotees, some great personalities. So why I also want to enjoy little tinge of this thing. I want to enjoy like this. I want to like enjoy like this. So because of that small desire, we need to come back here. But once you go back, you will not come back. I understand, Mataji, but first time we got the desire, we came back here to rectify that one. But after purifying everything, if you go back again, you won't get.
What if you get the desire?
You won't get. That's what already in the, I'll tell you the sloka, which sloka that is. Prabhupada wrote means it's 100% correct. So Prabhupada gave that assurance, Krishna gave assurance. Once you came back to material world, purify himself, if you want to go back, that you won't get again that desire. And one of the other lecturer, Prabhu told, same question, I think Radhesham Prabhu, someone is explaining. Okay, you came back and here fell down. Why to think, what desire I got? Why I came back? Why I came back? Why I came back? Instead of asking why I came back, what can I do to go back? So you're going in the train or bus, you fell down in the water. Okay, somebody pushed, you fell down in the water. Okay, just think you are here on the shore, somebody pushed, you are in the water, you are drowning. Other person came to give cloth, come back, giving hand, come back. Instead of taking his hand, if you say, who pushed me, why I came here, how I came here, why I came here, that is important. Or taking helping hand and going back is important. That's what Prabhu said. Even like now, so many people asked, Prabhu, why I got that desire, why I came here, instead of taking why pushed, why I came here, we have to think how I can go back. That's how somehow we got desire, somehow we came here. I don't know why we came here. We came here, but we have to think by taking a hand, how can I go back? That's what Prabhu explained, Mataji. Please, others add.
Then also we get of course, like that. There's two reasons where a devotee can actually come back to the material world. One is by the Vaishnava and the second is by the will of the Lord.
Lord.
We can't hear Prabhuji.
They were in
I can't hear you. You're so sorry.
Prabhu should have
the
the
question.
microphone.
I can't hear. Don't be in meditation.
We can't hear the question, Brother Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vaishnava Parada.
That's why the there are two times when the devotee come back to the material world. First one is when they commit one that commits Vaishnava, and second by the will of the Lord. The example is Jaya. So again, if we read this verses purport, I think it's very clear that. However, it's also said that once you are there, you will never fall back to the material world. It means that your devotion is always permanent. It's fixed, but there's a deviation. You might only seem that you have fallen, but you will come back to that person. That's why it's permanent and not lost.
And because of Vaishnava Parada, Daksha took again birth. But still he's doing service only, like creation.
So that is the will of the Lord. That is the will of the Lord. That's why you actually sometimes they desire, oh, I don't actually enjoy like Krishna actually said, you know what, you're not going to go to this material world and just pass time with me unless you have that desire and you go there and say, but then I'll come and then we have fun and then we'll go from there.
Thank you, Mataji. Discuss. Anything from June,
There is
Mataji?
only one explanation. There are three explanations.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Madhusmita Mataji.
My
Very
God.
nice, beautiful class. Such a nice verse, and you have explained each and every point in this one. I was just thinking that, where we talk about Prithu Maharaj. So Prithu Maharaj was such a great king, and he looked after his citizens by making them spiritually inclined. So that is actually the king's duty is to do that for his praja. Praja means that not only the humans, but even animals and whosoever in his kingdom. So they say that Prabhupada has written in his purport in this Canto 4, 4:20-14, he says that when a king is looking after his citizens for their spiritual elevation, then in his next life, king shares 1/6 of their past activities. But if he is only taking the taxes from all his citizens, but he is not doing anything for their spiritual upliftment, then he is responsible for all their sinful activities. And then Prabhupada also writes here that this is actually applying for the parents also. So if they are raising their children and they are not able to raise them spiritually, then they are responsible for their sinful activities. But sometimes this statement looks very crude because parents looking after their children so nicely, but unfortunately they don't become devotees. So then parents, should they feel, that it's my fault?
Yeah, in the Shastra.
Yeah, I just feel that, sometimes we feel, but I know, I have asked some sannyasis and, that how it is that they say, no, these children are given to you, and it's not your responsibility, but you are just like a caretaker.
Yeah.
You are raising them, but it may be that they have to go through some sort of karma, or we might have to go through some sort of karma.
Yeah.
But once the seed is sown, if it's not now, maybe later, maybe sometimes when they are grown up, mature,
Yeah.
and they might see, okay, as I said, seed is sown, but when it is going to sprout, we don't know.
Yeah.
So we should not really get, disheartened that, the children have not become Krishna consciousness, and it's my fault. It's only our fault if we are not doing our part.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, we are doing our part. As they say that you are not a spiritual master, you are not a parent, you are not you're a worshipable deity, and all these things are there. And if you can't take your children back to Godhead, then you have no right to become any of those four. So, but anyway, I just wanted to
Thank
share
you.
this sort of thought which we have.
Thank you,
And,
Mataji.
yeah, thank you very much for such a wonderful class always. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. And Mataji was 1/6 of the bad karma goes to king. With the leadership in the society, they'll say, oh, if you not rule the kingdom properly, then you'll get 1/6 part of the all citizens' karma. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you take me a very nice spiritual tour, Mataji. Nice class.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And just I wanted to add a few things.
Yes.
King Priyamvrata is very spiritually advanced and is self-realized. But when we are in the current age, what we can understand from this verse, what Prabhupada is explaining, what I understood is, even though we are in the material duties, how we're going to perform spiritual activities, when you have a right consciousness all the time, that will be possible. And also you have to act with the purpose, not with the ego. Then not only you can carry the material and spiritual, you can distinguish and you can carry your duties properly. And also you have to stay spiritually all the time. It's like, whenever I have a time, I want to spiritual, then I go to the material, and this not like that. You to stay spiritually, like a maintaining continuously spiritual practice and seek guidance from the, Acharya, like gurus and everything. That's what in the practical days we can achieve, even though you are in the materially, you can advance in the spiritual method. That's what I can feel from the verse.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
That's all, Mata. Thank you.
There is one more question, Mataji, if I could.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, in case of Prithu Maharaj and Indra coming and stealing the horse all the time when he was performing the last 100, sacrifice. And of course, Brahma told him, and Lord Vishnu came and he asked him to just stop, because he said, you have already achieved, whatever you wanted to, because sacrificial fire and yajna is for the prosperity of the citizens and for the kingdom. And why didn't he tell Indra to stop stealing his horse?
Yeah. That's what Mataji. Brahma knows that if I go and ask Indra, Indra's nature is he won't adjust. So we need to ask the people who will adjust. So if you go and ask Indra, instead of making compromise, the situation become worse. That's why as a father, creator, a grandfather, he knows to whom ask, to whom not to ask. That's why he's a third party, like he's a leader. He knows who can adjust. So he knows the mentality of Indra before itself, like anyway, he won't adjust. We have two children. Some child is very mischief. If you tell also, he won't listen. So we'll ask others, okay, please adjust for today. So that child will adjust. So as a grandfather, so anyway, this child won't listen. At least Prithu Maharaja will listen and adjust. That's why he went Mataji.
So what I gather from that, when there is a spiritual master and there are two disciples, and one disciple says something and the other disciple is saying something else, or he is doing something, what spiritual master does is that he knows the disciple who needs more purification, and he will go and tell him, all right, this is what you are doing, and he just doesn't say. But the other disciple, he will say, I know you are pretty mature in your spiritual practice. So the other one is not. So it means the other one needs mercy. But we are so foolish. We think my spiritual master is more dear to me and he's letting me do what I'm doing. But this is our foolishness.
Yes.
But he is merciful. So he is just saying you some things so that you can be purified and improve.
Yeah.
That is a very, very actually deep sort of meaning in that,
Yeah,
Thank
based
you
on the
very much,
maturity
Mataji.
levels, Gurus know.
Hare Krishna.
Gurus knows our maturity levels, Mataji. He knows, to whom to do. Based on
But
the
we
maturity
don't
levels
know.
of
We don't
disciples,
know. We think
Gurus
that,
gives
we are
instructions.
great that my spiritual master is favoring me.
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Her Grace Madhusmita Devi Dasi ki.
Ki jai. Gaur Paramanandi. Hari
Sorry,
Hari.
Prabhu was saying something.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru is expert.
Expert. Yeah, Mataji said something. Yeah, Guru is so close to that disciple, not to me. Yeah. Again.
Jai Ho. Gaurnitai
Jai
ki Jai.
Jai.
Prabhu will explain more.
Thank you.
Yeah, Cheppandi Padre.
Hare Krishna.